Hi everybody, thank you for joining me for another episode of Total Ramblings. It's Tuesday morning, 18th of February 2025. It's 9:10 and I'm heading to Crawley. It's Siobhan's funeral today. It's taken a while to get here. It's a couple of months since she died. But this time of year, unfortunately, lots of people die because of the cold weather, flu and what have you. And I guess it takes a while to get around to these things. So I'm just sitting here listening to Genesis of the Daleks, the album version, which we bonded over, and remembering all the times I spent, the hundreds and thousands of hours I spent with Siobhan creating madness, doing various projects together, and I'll never get those times back again. And Siobhan was taken from us far too soon. So that's what I'm doing right now. I do have a Doctor Who scarf with me. There's a part of me is wondering whether the family might find it disrespectful to wear a brightly coloured scarf, but I think it's what Siobhan would have wanted. I'm going to assess the situation, see what other people are doing. So, yeah. Today we're going to say goodbye. Anyway, it's just about 10:30 and I'm here early. Wanted to be here a little bit earlier, but I hate being late for anything. I hate that feeling of being flustered, you know. I think it's a reaction against my mum, who used to be fashionably late for everything. Oops. Likes to make an entrance, you know, so I kind of react against that, and I'm always early for stuff. I like being early. Anyway, as you can see, I've put the scarf on. I've had many internal debates and second thoughts about that, but I've put it on anyway. So here we go. It's very cold out here. I think I'm the only one here for Siobhan so far. We'll see who turns up, shall we? Anyway, because I'm not late and flustered, I can get into the right frame of mind. And that's kind of the important thing, really. When you're late, you're constantly playing catch up with yourself, you know? So, I also put my chin, man. Anyway. Well, it's 1:20 and I have just left the pub, Heathy Farm it was called. The pub was just over the road from the crematorium. They must do an absolutely roaring trade, no pun intended, in crematorium funeral dues. Anyway, yeah, despite the circumstances, it was actually really nice to catch up with a load of my Doctor Who buddies. I've never been in like the central core of Doctor Who fans. I've always been I've always been well out on the fringe, kind of on my own, really. It's or occasionally doing stuff with Siobhan, but every now and then I meet the likes of Steve Hatcher and Adam Purcell, of course, and Luke and Tim and all those kinds of podcasting type people, and it's always nice to catch up. And it was a really nice ceremony. There was a celebrant. We went into some incidental music from Doctor Who. Siobhan's coffin had her Doctor Who scarf and hat over it, which was really nice to see. There were a couple of poetry readings. Adam gave a really nice little speech tribute. They played an Ultravox tune. I'm afraid I'm not the world's biggest Ultravox fan. I don't dislike them, but I couldn't tell you what tune it was, I'm afraid. But they played that whilst a whole ton of photos of Siobhan and her friends and her life were shown on the screen. And it ended with the Doctor Who theme. There were quite a few people there in scarves and hats. It was nice to see. And it was also we had a tune by the Portsmouth Symphonia of Thus Sprak Zarathustra. Now the Portsmouth Symphonia, sorry, I can't speak, let alone them can't play. They can't play, right? It's like, that's kind of the joke. And apparently Siobhan had always sort of said she wanted it played at her funeral, and it was, and that got a lot of laughs. And I would say the whole day has been about fun and laughter, and not necessarily the mourning of somebody having left us, but celebrating the fact that they existed in the first place, which is how it should be. Had some very nice food. I had a couple of nice little chats with Siobhan's sister, Nina, and her son, I think, and her son was totally blown away that the editorial for Doctor Who magazine was all about Siobhan. Nina wasn't able to get a copy over in Ireland where she lives, so somebody very kindly bought in a copy for her, and it was just like amazing. And yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice. Joe was there, Wynne was there. It's like, yeah, sorry, there's an ambulance coming behind me now. Just pull over if I can, as much as I can. Can't get over anymore. You can get through there. There we go. Yeah, so it's a lovely bright day now. It was -1 when I left the house this morning. It's 6 degrees now. I mean, it's cold, but it's lovely and sunny. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. And I am now off to spend the afternoon with Liz. Because she's kind of halfway between here and home-ish. So, yeah. So the funeral was live streamed. I believe it's already been downloaded. And as soon as I've got a link, I will hit you guys up with a link if you want to watch it. And there was a good turnout. It was, 30 people there. It was nice. So, goodbye, Siobhan. Our lives are so much richer for having known you and having been involved in your life. I'll never speak to you again, but we've got all those memories of you and all the amazing things you did. When I get home, I will show you guys the order of service, which Adam designed to look like an old Doctor Who fanzine from the 1980s. And it's very fitting. Hello.
Hello.
camera.
Hello.
Say hello to the boys and girls.
Hello, boys and girls.
Now, everybody was asking after you today at Siobhan's funeral, especially Steve Hatcher, so please say hello to Steve.
Hello, Stephen.
You know Stephen from such television shows as The Chase.
I do. I asked him before he was on it what one he was going to be on.
Yeah. He said it took 11 months to appear on the telly.
He gave me some clues.
But he said they've never repeated it because apparently seeing all the COVID stuff will make people sad. Yeah. And he says Bradley Walsh is very small.
Yeah, but he's funny.
Yeah.
And COVID makes me sad because I used to be able to walk.
Yep. Personally, I miss COVID.
But I miss it because I could walk.
Yeah, we used to walk around the block.
I did get very red.
You would go extremely red, and then I sometimes went and walked around the block again while you sat at home and recovered. I suppose we're lucky, really, that you didn't die there and then.
Probably.
But we didn't know you had a problem.
No.
What have you done today?
Right. I had a wash. Well, I overslept because I had paracetamol at about 5 o'clock because I had a headache. So I slept until 8:30 when I was woken up with breakfast. And I had medicine. And then I had a wash and got dressed with help. And then I sat in my chair and they came and said, we're going to change your trachea. So at 10:30, they changed my trachea. It gets changed every 4 weeks. And it was a week overdue. And
overdue?
Yeah, it was supposed to be done last week.
Okay.
And we forgot. It was only...
And when you say change your trachea, you don't just mean the inner tube, because that's every day, isn't it?
Yeah.
You mean the whole thing?
Yeah.
Gets whipped out
and
shoved in.
It takes a matter of minutes, but it's very uncomfortable.
How do you breathe while it's not there?
I just breathe.
Okay.
It's not a matter of breathing, because they take it out and then they stick it back in.
Right.
And I've got my mouth and my nose.
Okay.
Because I can breathe through those as well. So I have an extra hole to breathe through. And then I tried to have another cup of tea. And then I had physio. And I walked to reception, up the first flight of stairs, up the second flight of stairs, and then I always had to turn. But I had 2 physios with me who kept me calm and did the breathing thing with me so that I didn't have a complete attack. It was very good. And then we get a student in physio who I had to go through all my story about. I didn't have to, but I do. And then I walked back to the lift and then was driven down in the lift and back along to here. So that's kept going up and down. So that's been quite low today after my trachea was done. And then I had my lunch immediately. And I'm on a cup of tea now. My mum has visited briefly to give me some things. And now Andrew is here. And we are here.
We are.
And that's all in less than a day.
Indeed. I'm pretty certain that you were in one of the photos that got shown at Siobhan's funeral. There was one of the photos was when we all went to Spruce Goose for her birthday dinner. And I think, because Anthony was there, and I think you were in that photo as well, but it went by quite quickly.
Very possibly, because you made me go.
I made you go because it was the right thing to do.
But I'd eaten.
I know you'd eaten.
Because I wasn't planning on going.
No, but we went anyway.
I sat there with a drink.
Yep.
Because I'd had my casserole that day.
Anyway, everybody asked after you. I smashed my head on the ceiling because the ceiling was really, really low in the pub.
Oh.
And I'm pretty certain the pub just services people who've been to funerals, because it's right over the road from the crematorium, and they must make an absolute trade out of it.
Probably.
Anyway, wave goodbye to the boys and girls.
Goodbye, boys and girls.
Bye bye, boys and girls. Well, it's nearly 7:15 at night, and I've just got home. Hope you enjoyed that little interlude from Liz. Thought as so many people were asking after her, I thought it was only right that she should say hello to those people. And also, if you are watching this and you're one of the several people who approached me during the funeral and said, "Hey, I watch your vlog or listen to your podcast," thanks very much, because I don't know what sort of audience I've got. I don't know if anyone watches this. I get viewing figures, but I don't know if anyone watches it all the way through. I don't know if anyone enjoys it. I don't know. So it's nice to hear that people are watching this. Anyway, it's not about me right now. Bear with me one sec while I just sort out various tripods and things, because I thought I'd show you the order of service, which was created by the excellent Mr. Adam Purcell. And I'd like to thank Adam for doing so much for Siobhan. He knew her a lot longer than I did. He knew her 35 years. I cannot begin to imagine what it's like knowing somebody for that long and then not having them there. I have this nasty habit of pushing people away and trying not to get too attached, because I have a fear of abandonment, and I'm worried about what will happen when they do go away. And I knew Siobhan for 14 years, and I'm devastated that she's gone. I can't imagine how Adam feels. Anyway, let's have a look at the order of service. Now, this has been made to look like a 1980s Doctor Who fanzine. So here's the cover, the lovely picture of Siobhan. And on the inside here, we can see the actual order of service. So we went into the music. This is Gallifrey, Murray Gold. We had a little welcome, a couple of poems by Ian, very nice poems. One of them was Tides of Time from Doctor Who magazine, comic strip. Portsmouth Sinfonia, excellent. Tribute from Karen, which was lovely. The Flashing Blade theme, of course. Tribute from Adam, which was also lovely. Ultravox hymn with Siobhan in pictures. I think I saw myself in at least half a dozen of those. Lovely tribute from the family. Little prayer, committal. During the committal, a little knocking noise started. Yes, and then the Doctor Who theme with the TARDIS over it. Now that was taken from Doctor Who the Music, if I remember rightly, which I think came out in 1983. Or was it 1982? I can't remember now. So here we go. Into the Vortex / Into the Domestos. Now I can only assume that this is a reference to possibly the opening of one of the Dalek films, where we kind of see like a vortex type thing, and it's basically just lots of coloured liquids in water. I'm assuming that's what that's related to. So yeah, talking about Siobhan's fanzines, long before I met her. An extract from Private Lives, a dribbling bibble. Bibble Thruster was one of the names she used to go by, so maybe that's where that's come from. Alan Bibble Jeffries, you see. Cut out Billy, and cut out your own William Hartnell. And then some lovely pictures. So that's me there. That is Siobhan on her toilet reading World's Bestest Poetry, Volume 1. So there you go. That's my tangential connection to that. That's me there with Steve Noonan, Adam and Siobhan. That's Brian. I think that's the only ones of me there. I've got a little piece here, although tut they spelt my name wrong, but I don't care about that. But lovely little spread, a few words from some people. Brilliant stuff. What a life, eh? What a life to have done so much, met so many people, made so many people happy. I can only aspire to such a thing myself. Siobhan's bio for the Staggering Stories website as she wrote it in 2001. Name and pronouns have been updated, but otherwise the text is as it was. Surprisingly, it remained relevant over 20 years later. A little story by Siobhan. Ends with the word alone. Unfortunately, Siobhan was alone when she died, which is really quite sad. Upsetting, really, is the word I'm looking for. Sad in an upsetting way, not in another way. Mildly perturbed by the return of Doctor Who, Siobhan Gallichan, September 2003. Interestingly, she's going to be subconsciously worrying about cancellation. I think we all are. Anyone who lived through 1985 is going to be constantly worried that the show is always on the brink of being cancelled. Whatever happens, just watching the show and enjoying it. Yeah. And there's a poem from me, but we don't need to linger on that, by the world's bestest poet, who is me, obviously. And then this picture here was taken in my dining room, which is now my office. Literally, if I put my hand out to the right, that is exactly where Siobhan is sitting. She was eating a bean pie that Liz had cooked for her. So that is in this very room. And there's me as well, you see. But yeah, some nice pictures. But a lovely little word search here with all the sort of names or phrases that she was kind of known by or used to use. This is brilliant. What I think I might do is frame this and put it on my wall here in the office so I can always look at it. I think that would be nice. So, there we go. So I'm a little bit sad now. I've got no one to talk about Doctor Who with anymore, and do stupid, silly, ridiculous things with, like interviewing an ex-producer of Doctor Who in the car on the way to Derby. I've got nobody to call up and chat to and talk about stupid shit anymore online. I feel like my world has got smaller, if I'm honest with you. And I don't know what to do about that, because I think I'm becoming ever so slightly agoraphobic. I'm alright when I'm outside, but I try not to leave the house. I know it's not healthy, but it's a dodgy world out there, and I'm finding it a bit scary. And it's even scarier now. I'm convinced that December's got it in for my family. Liz... So September 22, Alice horribly ill over Christmas and New Year. December 23, Liz went to hospital. December 24, we couldn't get Liz home, and then Siobhan died. I have to take it personally that it's a December thing. That December is an evil entity out to get me personally. But then I tend to internalise everything, right? If somebody says, oh, there's a problem at work, I immediately think, shit, what have I done? How is this my fault? Can't help myself. I internalise everything. I don't know whether it was the way I was brought up or what. I just do not know. I automatically assume it's my fault and that I have to fix the problem. I think I am insane to some degree because I've got these weird quirks and foibles. It's like if I have a regular thing, even if it's something I want to do, like I used to go to a sci-fi club meeting every fortnight when I lived in Portsmouth. Even if it's something I want to do, my brain starts to resent the fact that I have to plan around this event now, and that it's weird. I just can't, like, anything to do with other people. I'll agree to stuff and then I'll find an excuse not to do it. And it's like, it's weird, and I can't seem to get over that. What I'd like to do is, for Siobhan's sake, is force myself to go to Hooverville this year, if the tickets haven't all sold out. Just because. Maybe sit outside and hold court like she used to, although I could never aspire to do it the same way. But honour her in that way, you know. It all depends if Liz is home. Look, I'm really rambling now. I mean, this is called Total Ramblings, right? This is a typical ramble. Anyway, today was Siobhan's day. We've said goodbye to Siobhan. I don't know if I'll be able to get it by the time I edit this video, which is going to be like in a minute. But if I get the link to the live stream download, I'll put it up. Or if not in this video, I'll put it up in a future one. But there we go. Hello, Time Machine. How are you? Tiberius, one of my cats, has just come to see me. Are you okay? Would you like to come up and say hello to everybody? This is Tiberius. He is the younger of my two cats. And you're 4 this year, aren't you? Yeah, you remember Siobhan. Siobhan liked you. Everybody likes you. Because you like everybody. Because you're a very friendly pussycat. Unlike my other pussycat Whisper, who's scared of literally everything. And this is Tiberius. You alright, Ty? Do you want to get down? There you go. Right, I'm going to shut up now. I'm just rambling. Hi to everyone I met today. Thanks to everyone for watching this. Thanks to everyone for subscribing. Please do the likey, share, subscribey thing, all the usual YouTubey stuff. And I hope I'll see you in the next episode.